You are capable of winning races, but you can't do it alone. It's time to elevate your game to the next level with RMR Driving Academy. Richard Murtaugh is the longest-running setup builder on iRacing with nearly a decade of experience. With a combined 13,000 rating across 2 accounts, Murtaugh has helped more than 20 drivers advance to the World of Outlaws Pro Series. Log on to rmrdrivingacademy.com or find them on Facebook and Instagram.
Well, a good Monday evening, everybody, as we kick off Doubleheader Monday this week here on the Dirt Racing Network and the Digital Sim Sports Network. Replay coverage of last night's Digital Sim Racing League Sunday night truck series. Qualifying already in session as we pick up the action. "28 drivers checked in for a fantastic race last evening. New setup, a new itinerary for these guys. They have a 50% fuel load. They only have the set of tires that they qualify on, and one more set to change for the evening. So, tire management through a couple of rounds of pit stops, something that guys had to strategize and make work for them. Austin DeMoore was quickest on that first lap. Doyle Lawrence now jumping to the top. We were just watching the 88 truck, and he jumped straight to the top. Robbie Vrabel, the 60, and I think he's one and done with his. Noah Bowman showing up here. Nathan Davis goes to the top in the 36 truck on his lap. 29.018. Shooting for the bonus points. Has not made every race this year. I know he missed a couple. I think he missed the New Hampshire race and the Richmond race for the season, but he made it to, that lap didn't count. Richie Gaines went quicker, 28.97 for Mr. Gaines. Kozinski, last week's winner at the road course. 7th quick. Let's go find a couple of these other guys. Here's the old dude of the bunch. And he's really not even the oldest guy in the group. We just like to tease Reed Rundle. The lumber dude, Jack Wagon. Oh, Larry Moody, Kevin Spaulding, Robbie Vrabel, Scott Thompson, Tom Ostendorf in the farm truck. Alex Scherzinski. Remember, the top 5 in this series in points will invert to the back of the field after qualifying. After we know all the trucks have run and when they get ready, we're gonna do something tonight that I haven't done yet this season. During this, I'm going to go ahead and put a screen. I'll keep talking, but I'm going to put a screen up, and I'm going to fast forward past the last about 6 minutes of this session, since we're in a little bit of a time crunch here tonight. As you can see, Strzynski 10th quick. Richie Gaines, Nathan Davis, Jay Schaff, Doyle Lawrence, Shane Yost, Robbie Vrabel. Yeah, we're gonna use the helicopter tonight. Newcomer to the series, Brad Chambers here. Bunch of new faces, I have to say. We've had great turnouts, 28, and that was fantastic. But Chambers and Regal, Brad Chambers and Andrew Regal, new faces tonight, guys that had not raced with us in the past, came in and turned laps. Everybody else is pretty much a known driver here. They've at least raced one or more of the races this season. Something for some of these guys to think about. You'll see several names that did not take time. Let's see. Mike Forstner, Adam Vinny, Trevor Royer. They did not take that. They knew they were going to the back. And so having to start on your qualifying tires, they didn't want to put any wear on them whatsoever. So they just elected not to go after the bonus points, because you get 6 bonus points for quick qualifier, 4 for second, 3 for third, 2 for fourth, and 1 for being the top 5. He had a substitute driver in qualifying. That's why we're not talking about the number 9 driver in qualifying. But these guys through the qualifying session, and they are about to get ready for their driver's meeting. So what we like to do is we like to go in here. We like to do stuff like this. And then we like to just go on and run it until we get out of time is what we like to do. Get through the driver's meeting and all the nonsense so we can get ready to do 60 laps here at Charlotte. These guys will have to make 2 pit stops minimum, no matter how they do it. And they are ready to grid out. So we'll show you what the starting lineup was going to look like before all the inverts, and we'll try to point out the invert drivers as we go through. The 111 of Richie Gaines and the 36 of Nathan Davis will be on the front row. Jay Schaff in the 14 truck next to the 88 of Doyle Lawrence. Shane Yost, the 99, Robbie Vrabel, the 60. They make up row 3. Row 4, Alex Strzynski, the 23. Seth Wansing in the 5 truck in row number 4. Tiny Dancer Scott King in the 18, or row 5 inside next to Austin DeMore in the 07. Your 6th row was the 25. Captain Spaulding, Kevin Spaulding. Inside, Josh Whiteman. One of our other 5 trucks on the outside. Moving on to row 7, that's the 72 of Alex Kozinski, last week's winner at Watkins Glen, next to the 73 of Larry Moody. Then the 21 of Garrett Boyd, the 32 of Tom Ostendorf in row number 8. Row 9 is the 24 of Noah Bowman, and Reed Rundle in the 43. Rundle, one of the drivers that's going to drop to the back. Dean Gagliano, the 38, Roger Wagner, the 31, there in row 10. Scott Thomason and Greg Keppel, the 08 and the 20 in row number 11. And then the 05 of Brad Chambers The 64 of Adam Vinny, another drop to the rear driver in row 12. Trevor Royer, a drop to the rear driver in the 90. And Mike Forster, the last of our drop to the rear drivers in the 69, row 13. And then Andrew Rieger and Chris Lloyd, the 8, and the 28 in the final row. Some of these guys will be dropping to the back. You'll notice that when I put up the ticker. Chris Lloyd ended up having technical difficulties. They had a brake pedal sticking, and he could not overcome that. So he decided that it was best not to be out there in the way. But we're getting ready to go green right here. It ends up being a little longer. We end up having an overtime. So you see it says 1 of 64 on our scoring pylon, but the green flag is about to come out. You can see all of our drivers at the back, lining up, little bumping and grinding going on back there, but the green flag in the air. We're underway for the Fitzz Automotive Services Sunday Night Truck Series with the Digital Sim Racing League, and into 1 and 2 they go. Gaines pokes his nose out to the front. And they're 2 wide, multi-cars deep in behind that. Now dropping down. Gaines a little free on the exit. Couple of cars brush the fence on lap number 1. But Davis leads that lap. Takes the lead away from Gaines. Lawrence falls into 3rd. Schaff, Yost side by side with Brable. That's your top 6. Then Shazinski, Wansing, Demore, and Josh Whiteman is hanging on right there in 10th in the row by himself. Go take a quick look at some of our drop to the rear drivers, and they are not trying to come forward fast. A little side by side, a little bobbing and weaving going on here. You see the 21 of Garrett Boyd. He was one of our drop to the rear drivers, using the high line early to try to make up positions. They can get about 24 laps on a tank of fuel. Then they go in. Well, 24 isn't half of 60, so you got to make a choice on when you want to take the only set of tires you get. Do you want to split it up, take 2 and 2? Do you want to wait and run about 40 laps and then take 4 tires? Doyle Lawrence making a move to the inside for the 2nd position up front as he tries to take that away from Richie Gaines, going after Nathan Davis. Yost up to 4th. Big smack of the fence from Whiteman in the 5. I don't know if that hurt the truck or not, but he sure slowed him down. Gave Wansing a chance to get right back by him. Slowing down because the 69 of Greg Keppel into an incident. He and Mike Forstner getting together, coming across the trioval right there. And front end, back end damage 4. The 20 truck. Looking at the 69, nothing really showing up as far as damage on the 20, but he did get across that rumble strip for part of that roval down there, and it got the truck out of shape, and he slid across and into Robbie Vrabel right there. Or I'm sorry, it wasn't Vrabel. It was Greg Keppel that he slid into. So field will get caught up. Everybody will figure their stuff out. We will not have anybody go in on these first couple of laps, but we do get some pit stops here, which is a little early. But we're going to keep our eye on that 5 truck of Seth Wansing right there, as he will eventually peel off here one of these couple of laps. Guys at the back that were part of this are going to go in, and some guys at the back, I think, decide to go in and top off with fuel, 1 or 2 of them. But We'll watch here. We'll watch. See who goes in. Keppel's already on pit road. You can see the 20 there. He is grayed out as he. And a lot of faking going on at the front, but they got Richie Gaines and Jay Schaff to go in. Here comes Wansing. Keppel already in, and then you can see back here Kozinski, Regal, Forstner make a choice to go in as well. Bud Davis, Lawrence, Yost, DeMoor, Vrabel, Scherzinski, Whiteman, Spalding, King, and Moody are the top 10 right now. Then it's Ossendorf, Boyd, Wagner, Rundle, Gagliano, Vinnie Royer, Thomas, and Chambers, and Bowman through 20. And then all the guys that pitted. And Greg Keppel, who I believe comes out and makes a few laps after this, but don't quote me on that. I know Christopher Lloyd did not make his way back because that brake pedal just never fixed itself, and he had to do a few things to get that fixed. According to a conversation I had with him today, he does have it figured out. We saw the 5 clip the fence earlier. I was looking to see. It really doesn't show any damage on that 5 truck. And then I wanted to go back here to the 73 because I thought he was the one that clipped the fence, but I'm not sure. Well, it doesn't look like he's got any damage on that right rear as well. I know I saw the 43 get really close. If he didn't hit the fence, he scared the heck out of it. I know that. And then you can see Kozinski comes back onto pit road for a second trip. Right now it's just Keppel and Lloyd. No, and there goes Keppel's truck as they got a bunch of the parts kind of back on it. Whole lot of Barabond on that truck. Doubled up, ready to go back to green. This time, a little different front row. Davis and Lawrence. And the leader can choose whether they want to start inside or outside. Nathan Davis chose to start on the inside here. Anybody watching live on YouTube? Just say hi in the chat. I don't really, I don't need a whole lot. I just want to see somebody say hi in the chat. All right, pace car is about to get out of the way. There's still about 56 laps left in this thing. That's a long ways to go. But they're in the start zone. Davis with a great launch. He is going to get up through the gears, and he'll have the point all to himself. Yost. Alongside the 88 of Lawrence up the backstretch. DeMoor pulls to the inside. Little move up the hill, and there's contact. And this is our second caution. A lot of trucks got contact, but not too many of them got damage. Except for that one right there. Austin DeMoor, he got a lot of damage. Got turned around, and then he got plowed when he was facing backwards on the track. Pretty sure that that driver right there is the driver that got most of it. He got shoved right into him. Larry Moody was tucked in behind him, and I believe the 31 of Roger Wagner was tucked in behind Larry Moody, and it was just not much time to react for any of those drivers, including Scott King, and he just ended up right in the front door of the 07. So we didn't get very far, but we did get a bunch of shifting at the front. It'll be Davis, Yost, Vrabel, Scherzinski, Whiteman, Spalding, Moody, Ostendorf. Then Lawrence back to 8th and Wagner 10th. So Lawrence was behind and then was headed back to where he was scheduled to be. All right. So that's how they'll end up straightening up here. It'll be Davis and Yost in the front row, Vrabel and Scherzinski in row 2, Whiteman and Spalding row 3, Lawrence and Moody row 4, and then Wagner and Ostendorf finishing out your top 10 as they're going to restart. I think they get the one to go this time by, so we'll restart about lap 12. Noah Bowman, Reed Rundle, Brad Chambers, Trevor Royer. And these guys are topping off. Royer, I don't know if Chambers was or not. He might have got a piece of that wreck because it looks like all those decals are wiped off that car. I think Adam Vinny. Vinny's got the wrong truck in here. I don't know why on this replay it does that, but Greg Keppel was back on track. A lap or 2 down, but he's going to get close to getting that back here. Heavily damaged truck, but now we're going to shuffle them out and get them too wide. We're going to get ready to restart this thing. There's still about 53 laps to go. I was going to ask you what happened last night to you. The road course, I know, not a favorite of most drivers, but so I kind of understood that one a little bit. But, man, these big ovals, these are kind of your jam. So I was kind of curious. All right, another restart. I hope you got your popcorn and your beverages because we are about to go on a long ride here. The whole change of format was to induce green flag pit stops and make drivers have to strategize a little bit. And week 1 of the new format, success. Because we get to see all of those things here over the next 52 laps. Pace car will duck out of the way. We will get ready. Oh, now that makes sense why I didn't have the other truck. Okay, yeah, no, 100%. Man, I'm on board with that. Like, totally on board with that. I think that's a great idea. All right, green flag coming out. Once again, Nathan Davis with a good start. Robbie Vrabel. That's a truck I need to pay attention to because I have known Robbie for a very long time. And Robbie Vrabel, Road to Pro driver, and he is always one to watch when he's out there on the racetrack. And I know he's enjoyed himself the last couple of weeks. Big swat on the fence again from the 5 truck. Josh Whiteman in the turn 4 fence. We're going to maybe have an argument all night long, and I can tell you that Mr. Whiteman is never going to win that argument. That fence is never going to move. It's not going to give up. It's not going to quit. It will stand right there, and you can hit it as hard as you like. Robbie Vrabel now going for the lead. A little brush of the fence from Alex Scherzinski in the 23 right there. Battling side by side, 2 rows deep at the front. Yost has the inside on Scherzinski. They're single foul quite a ways back for that. Now it's going to all get kind of singled out. Whiteman will slide to fifth. Lawrence is stuck around up there in sixth. Even after the incident a few laps ago, about 8 laps ago. Kevin Spaulding, Roger Wagner up 12 spots into the top 10. He runs 8th. Got Garrett Boyd tucked in behind him. Seth Wansing, who pitted on about lap 8, now back inside the top 10 as he is going to go for that 9th spot. And right behind that, Richie Gaines, who was up front, pitted out of sequence, and now he is going to have to fight his way back in to the top 10. Wansing going to clear the 21 truck. 111, tight racing. Just wants to run right on the door. Down the straightaways. Right now, the Highline's got all the momentum. It's going to keep Boyd in 10th. Wansing looking. Trying to close in on the trucks in front of him that are battling. Kevin Spaulding. Kind of been under fire now. Wagner had to slow up a little on the exit of 4 as he was right on the bumper. Opens the door for the 5 of Wansing to go shooting inside. And Richie Gaines is looking to go with him. So Wansing up to the 8th spot. Single foul line almost all the way back to 11th place. Garrett Boyd now is going to go to the high side. Kevin Spaulding moved up the hill for Wansing to go by. Boyd will take over the 9th spot. And now makes a move on Kevin Spaulding to try to make that the 8th spot, and it looks like he'll have it on the high side. Wansing working the inside, trying to pass Doyle Lawrence. That'll be a pass to get into the 6th spot. 5 truck fast. Already been to the back and now back inside the top 6. Gaines got around Spaulding at the same time that Boyd did, and now the high side looks like where you need to go and make passes. And Wagner will use that to get around Spaulding, put Spaulding back to the 11th spot. Right behind that, Adam Vinny, Jay Schaff, Trevor Royer, Tom Ostendorf, and Dean Gagliano, Reed Rundle, and Mike Forstner, the last of that group. Larry Moody tucked in on the very back end of that line. Moody all the way back in 19th. Back up front, Robbie Rabel, Nathan Davis. 1-2, Scherzinski and Yost are side by side, racing for 3rd. And here comes Wansing trying to use the high side. Wansing's able to move that 5 truck inside, outside. Doesn't really matter what line he chooses. Little battling going on behind that. Gaines and Whiteman are side by side. Gaines got around Boyd. And now Boyd is going to work the high side and take the spot away from Whiteman. That'll put Whiteman in the 9th spot. Yost got the truck a little out of shape. Wansing had to pedal it to not run into the back end. Now he'll pull to the inside. This will be a battle for the 4th spot. Got drivers on pit road, Brad Chambers and Scott Thomason. Brad Chambers with a ton of damage, so I think he's sitting there. Looks like he's been there for a while. Scott Thomason, about 10, 11 laps off. Scott King back on track. He's about 15 laps down right there. Szczynski got around Davis. Yost is still hanging on to fourth on the high side. Wansing just can't quite clear it. Gaines and Boyd in behind that. That's sixth and seventh. Another smack of the fence back at the back there of that line. You can see every time they do it because a little bit of white dust flies off. Now Wansing clears Yost, put him fourth. Here comes Boyd looking for a spot on Gaines, but he wasn't quite close enough to force Gaines to do anything out of the ordinary and claim that spot. Now here comes drivers to pit road. Nathan Davis and Alex Szczynski peel off. So from the front, second and third place. Peeling off, heading to pit road under green. One mistake and it can change your entire race. These guys look like they are doing just fine. Speeds look good. They get into their boxes pretty good. So we'll go up front because Vrabel and company are going to have to pit as well. There went Yost, Boyd, Lawrence, Whiteman, Wagner all coming in together. Ostendorf peeled off and went into pit road. Reed Rundle is now rolling off of pit road. So you can see. Was Lawrence already rolling out? Left side tires for the 31. Whiteman. Taking all four tires early in this one, about halfway. He and Ostendorf rolling off. There goes Doyle Lawrence. Kevin Spaulding on pit road. Dean Gagliano now on pit road. Robbie Vrabel still out front. Seth Wansing is up to second. Richie Gaines, Adam Vinny up to fourth. Schaff is fifth. Royer is sixth. Forstner shown in seventh. There comes the 8 of Andrew Riegel. Headed down pit road. Forstner's in sixth. Robbie Vrabel peeled off. He goes to pit road as well. I missed the leader peeling out of that deal. That puts Seth Wansing up front. Kozinski is ninth as he goes by. Now he's eighth. Goes past Robbie Vrabel. Here comes Szczynski and that bunch out of four. So drivers scattered all throughout the field, and Wansing doesn't need to stop for quite a few laps. Richie Gaines is one of the drivers that stopped back there at about lap 8 to 11. There's Adam Vinny, yet to stop. Jay Schaff is right there as well. Schaff stopped on about lap 12 as well. And actually, Vinny has stopped. He stopped on lap 10. Going back and looking at all of this. So 7th place, Alex Kozinski in the 72. About the last of the cars to have pitted through this cycle. He's running 7th right now. Richie Gaines and Adam Vinny, Jay Schaff, Trevor Royer, all peeling off and heading for pit road, which leaves Seth Wansing alone at the front. Kozinski about 21 seconds behind that. So we'll go back and look here. That's Szczynski, Boyd, Davis, Yost, and Vrabel. Forstner, Royer. All of them going by. These guys coming off pit road now. Seth Wansing finally into the pits with 30 laps remaining. See the tires going on that 5 truck. So the guys that were at the front, Robbie Vrabel and Nathan Davis. As there's Wansing coming out. This field is spread out pretty good now, most of the way around the racetrack. Kozinski has the lead. He's yet to make his second pit stop. He's got about a 15-second lead over Shane Yost, Alex Kozinski. 72 flames out of the tailpipes. That means he's heading for pit road. He'll be the last of our drivers. Yost coming out of 4 now should be taking over the lead. They'll close in on Greg Keppel, who's damaged in front of him. Kozinski. Down and away. All right, now scored 18th in all of this. Shane Yost has the point, but it doesn't look like he's going to have it for long because Vrabel and Kozinski are both right there. Garrett Boyd in 4th, Nathan Davis, Doyle Lawrence, Reed Arundel 7th, Josh Whiteman, Roger Wagner, Seth Wansing is 10th right now. Wansing just coming out of the pits a couple of laps ago. Nathan Davis was 2nd or 3rd when they went in the pits. He is back in 6th right now. Garrett Boyd with a little lick on the turns 3 and 4 wall. Slowed him up enough to give Boyd or give Lawrence some breathing room, and Davis to close in. Now Kozinski starting to fall back to that group. But Vrabel all over Yost. I don't think this battle is going to be a battle for very long. Vrabel to the inside. Coming around to 25 to go. That time at the line, Vrabel by just a thickness of the paint on the front of the truck. And they'll keep battling side by side. The high line does have momentum. But if we go look, it's only a couple laps difference on their tires, so pretty even, really. And everybody still has to make another stop. Fuel will not allow you to get from halfway. So Doyle Lawrence is up to 3rd, but he's about 3 1/4 seconds behind the leader. Kozinski is in behind that, and he is about to be inhaled by that group coming from behind. Rundle, Whiteman, Boyd, Davis, all trying to get around Kozinski. Rundle will get it done. And now Josh Whiteman is looking for little racing room. He'll clear Alex Kozinski right here, getting into 3 and 4. Boyd and Davis are riding. Then it's a little ways back to Wagner. Couple of seconds from Davis and Boyd back. He's by himself. Seth Wansing is a couple of seconds behind that. He's got a pack of hounds behind him because Vinny's leading a group that includes Spalding, Ostendorf. Then here comes Royer. That's Larry Moody in behind him. Jay Schaff, Richie Gaines, and Mike Forstner. That's 17th place right there. Gagliano, Bowman, and Kozinski in 20th. The last of the cars that are on the lead lap. Inside 20 to go this time. There's Tiny Dancer, old Scotty King, 23rd. He's right in front of your leaders. And he is about 15 laps arrears of the field. Drivers on pit road again. Alex Shazinski, Nathan Davis are back. Down and away, both drivers. Fresh shoes on both trucks, so they saved their tires. Everybody's starting to work around. Vrabel came in for a splash. Yost for a splash. Whiteman looks like he's in for a splash. Boyd's getting left side tires. And now waiting for fuel. Here comes the guys that were just on pit road. And there's another one on pit road, the 31 of Roger Wagner. One of the last to get into pit road this time by. Doyle Lawrence hasn't pitted yet. Neither has Reed Rundle. Seth Wansing. Adam Vinny, Kevin Spaulding. That's your top five. Ostendorf in 6th. Forstner. Royer. There's Jay Schaff and Richie Gaines. And, you know, they were on pit road just a few minutes ago. So they are good to the end. Noah Bowman rolling it down pit road. And he will get his service and get ready to head out. Tom Ostendorf now on pit road as well. Reed Rundle will assume the lead. Still has to make his final pit stop here. I believe Lawrence has to as well. And Lawrence peels off and heads in. So does Adam Vinny. We just put the camera on him. And I think Reed Rundle's going to be coming in pretty quickly here. Cars spread all around this place now. And Rundle's going to have to come in pretty quick. I know he has to make one more pit stop. As you can see, Wansing a great distance behind, about 8 1/4 seconds at the moment. A lot of drivers off the lead lap because of this. They pitted and some others haven't stayed out. And this is what does it. It shakes everything up. You got to hope that it stays green through the whole cycle, because you could get yourself trapped laps down. And that'll do it. That'll end your night. So being perfect. Making the right choices. Gagliano is on pit road and Reed Rundle peeled off. So he'll make his final stop with about 13, 14 laps to go. Wansing will assume the lead. Spaulding is second for the time being. And then it's a ways back to Mike Forstner, who is getting inhaled by drivers on fresher tires right now. Jay Schaff, 4th. Richie Gaines, 5th. And Trevor Royer, who broke his string of podiums but finished 4th last week at Watkins Glen, and wants to start that podium string once again. Kozinski, Vrabel Robbie Vrabel, who led a lot of this race, all the way back in 8th, and Shane Yost behind him. Now Rundle coming off pit road and coming out, scored in the 11th spot right now. Whiteman and Davis are side by side behind him, coming up to try to catch him. And Wagner in 14th. Boyd is 15th right there. They're behind the lap truck of Larry Moody. And now they'll go by. And then Boyd had a great run through the corner, and he'll take a spot away. So 2 for 1 right there for Garrett Boyd, moving in 14th. Ostendorf, Vinny 17th, and Gagliano in 18th. Noah Bowman now, the first truck a lap down. He's a little ways behind the leader, about a quarter track. Spalding hasn't pitted. It's 3 seconds from he up to Seth Wansing. And now he'll peel off, and that'll open the gap up quite a bit. Mike Forstner at some point is going to have to think about that pit stop as well. There goes Adam Vinny. Here comes Kozinski coming by. There is a host of drivers that are going to inhale this 69 truck right here. Ostendorf is back there. Jay Schaff is right there. But Schaff is racing for a position with the 69. He runs in 4th. Then Robbie Vrabel is right behind that. Just a few truck lengths. He'll go to the high side around Richie Gaines. Truck coming off of pit road. Kevin Spalding was finally rolling out there. Seth Wansing now catching up to the 31 of Roger Wagner. Wagner, the last truck on the lead lap in 14th, right in front of the leader. Wansing with a little shot to the fence there, getting into turn 1. You can see Kozinski coming around, getting up the back stretch. He is a good 9 1/4 seconds back. 3rd place, Jay Schaff. 4th place, Robbie Vrabel. Richie Gaines. Mike Forstner in 6th. Royer, Yost, Shazinski, Davis in 10th. So we keep going down and around. Gagliano now scored to the last truck in 18th. He's on the lead lap, and he's the last truck. And Wansing quite a ways behind. Wansing about, quarter of a track back. Rundle by himself there. He's in 11th. Here's Nathan Davis in 10th right now. As caution out. Oh, I think I know what happened here. Yeah, we know what happened. Lap counter didn't help me a lot right there. But the 21 and the 5 truck, tiny tap of each other. Getting into turn 1. They got side by side. And teeny tiny little tap. Getting in. After a late night review, it was determined it was a net code. They really didn't even touch. But it shook up the entire end of this race. So we're going to have pit stops and all the goodies. And then there's guys that stay out. A 9-second lead was completely erased. You're going to bring guys on different wear strategies on tires all together here for these final 2 laps, and it's a 2-lap shootout. When it's all said and done, there are only 12 trucks on the lead lap. So, Wansing, Vrabel, Yost, Scherzinski, Davis, Rundle, Wagner, Kozinski, Schaff, Gaines, as a couple of drivers drop off and go to pit road, Forstner and Royer. And we'll have a 2-lap shootout to decide this one. Yeah, because we're going to the power plant. So we're going to start getting things lined up here. A lot of chatter about fuel and this and that and tires, and radio's going crazy right now. Can we make it on fuel? Are our tires going to be okay? But the one to go signal given will come around, get a 2-lap shootout to wrap this one up. A lot of drivers trying to get into their positions really late in this one. The 13 cars on the lead lap. Adam Vinny, the last of those, back in 13th. The 64 truck. We'll keep some focus up here at the front because it is an exciting finish, but it may not be the front row that's exciting. All right. Pace car is going to get out of the way. A 2-lap shootout first attempt at overtime. There goes the pace truck, or pace car, excuse me. We're going to get into the zone. Remember, different wear on tires. It looks like everybody's going to get a pretty good start here. Wansing right out front. Yost going out for second on the bottom, trying to get around Vrabel. Vrabel's going to keep the power in it. Come by on the high side down the backstretch. If we can get to the white flag, doesn't matter what happens after that. The next flag ends the race. Wansing hanging on through turns 3 and 4. He'll come to the white. Davis right on Yost's bumper. Almost got him loose. On the bottom, Yost trying to hang on. He got nudged from the 36. Got him loose. I don't know if he packed the air or he touched him. Let's go down to second place because Wansing's got it. Coming through 3 and 4. Vrabel trying to work the top. Scherzinski's looking like he's going to get by him, and he does. Wrecking in behind. Wrecking after the checks. Wansing, Scherzinski, Vrabel. Top 3, and then Davis and Royer for 5. Yost, Kozinski, Forstner, Wagner, and Rundle. Got a little backwards on that lap. Scherzinski's still trying to get the car righted so he can get to pit road. Officially, Wansing, Scherzinski, Vrabel, your podium. Then Davis and Royer. Yost in 6th. Kozinski 7th. Forstner 8th. Wagner 9th. Rundle 10th. Vinny 11th. Schaff 12th, Gaines 13th, Spalding 14th, Gagliano, Ostendorf, Boyd, and Bowman through 18. 19th was Moody, Whiteman in 20th, King 21st, Lawrence 22nd, Keppel 23rd, Regal 24th, Thomason 25th, Chambers 26th, 27th was Demore, and Chris Lloyd in 28th, rounding things out. So the top two of the top three get around. Second place truck, I'm sorry, did not get to come around for the photo. Better photos than that over at Dirt Slingers Racing League that you can see with a post-race write-up from our very own Scott King. But another great race. The new format, the strategies look like it's going to play out. They'll do the same thing again next week on Sunday at Phoenix. We'll air it for you as quickly as possible. Then they'll take a couple of weeks off and come back with what should be a barn burner of a race at Bristol Motor Speedway when they get to the final three. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We enjoyed doing it. We enjoyed bringing it to you on a replay. I see some people have watched all over Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, all of it. So I want to thank you guys for being here. Without you, there's no reason to do it. Without all the great leagues giving us fantastic racing, like we saw right here again, and we're going to see in just a little bit when DSRL's Monday Night Thunder, presented by Midwest Barbecue Equipment, kicks off a 4:10 run at one of the most famous tracks in all of dirt speedways at Williams Grove. So make sure that you tune in. That should kick off. Look real quick at what time it is. About 30 minutes we should go live for that. So make sure you tune back in and say hi in the chat. But until then, until we see you again, we've got racing all week, Tuesday, Wednesday for you. Come by any night, say hi. But keep the rough side facing down. God bless you all. Come see us as soon as you can.